How 19 years old. 19 years old, and you look like this.
Absolutely.
Dude, let's go, let's go. Then fucking old people are calling this kid retarded. Let's go. Oh, yo! Yo! Let's fucking go! A Labour councillor would be standing on business right now. This is who you're electing. This is who reform people are electing right now. It's really riveting stuff. It's like an A24 movie. It's like slow burn.
Councillor Holland,
give it a moment. Oh, I could show, guys, we could watch, Warwickshire Council. What are the new Pixie documents? What happened?
George Finch to sum up, please.
Yes, like I said before, I'll keep it very quick and brief. Thank you all for this. This is what we all come together for. Yes, there's all that political argy-bargy and, you know, the comments and the looks and so on, but that's politics. This is the real bread and butter stuff of what we are here to do. And seeing everyone's discussions and Councillor McAllister, Scott and Feeney coming together with the amendment, wonderful. That's the working together.
Why are you spending time to say this? Why are you wasting time?
Like this is what makes Warwickshire do really well, and this is it. You know, I've been talking to many residents about this, and that's the one thing they've been banging on about: SEND provision, homeschool transport, and working together on this, getting stuff through, actually being a voice for the people on the ground that are struggling. This is what it's like being a councillor, and this is the good things about the job.
Wow,
it's amazing.
So true.
But I'll keep it brief, like I said, but yes, I will be moving the motion.
Great contribution, man. Thanks, bro. I haven't looked at the live stream of the guy who ran that girl over, no. I wonder if there's any, are there any other? Let's have a look. They had a police and crime panel. Did this have George Finch? Nope. Nope. Dude, how do I don't know how I see which ones he was in without going into them individually. Nux has been saying he thinks we're in the end times. I mean, it's just like, what do you even say? What do you even say about Nux at this point? I don't even know. How, like, it's fucking kind of boring. I'm gonna be real. I'm just gonna keep quote tweeting him and telling him to talk to me. It's like it's like just such grifting. It's so gross. I had 1 minute. Let's see. There's gotta be a good appearance. I saw people reacting. I saw some fucking small channel reacting to some George Finch speech. But the video was really annoying. The video that I made on it was really annoying. So I wanted to find the original, but I can't see it. I think it was on this channel.
Teen Reform UK Council leader accused of childlike behaviour in row after aftermath of flag ban. Councillor George Finch faced claims he did not defend Chief Executive in spat over her refusal to take down Pride flag. Yep, we're talking about this council leader, Reform Councillor George Finch, who barely is out of the realm of childhood. But in order to know why he was acting like a big baby, perhaps a little refresher. We're here at the Reform-led Warwickshire County Council, where recently the Reform Cabinet leader, Rob Howard, stepped down, leaving the then 18-year-old Deputy Leader, George Finch, in charge. George Finch, like a lot of Reform councillors, used to be a Tory.
After 3 months of being a member of the Conservative Party, I saw no traction in the way to stop this illegal immigration.
Whilst holding the fort as an interim...
How 19 years old. 19 years old, and you look like this.
Finch picked a fight over flags displayed on the council buildings. And of course, Nigel had to weigh in.
So who runs the country? Is it elected politicians, or is it the bureaucrats and the civil servants? Well, this is interesting. In Warwickshire, we became the biggest party in the county elections. We're now leading a minority administration. And in line with our promises, we told the council not to fly the Pride flag, not to fly the Ukraine flag, not to fly political symbols, just British flags, or indeed Warwickshire's county flag.
It's as if Nigel doesn't understand how councils work. Items such as what flags can be displayed on council buildings need to be voted on by those councillors who the electorate voted in to represent them. Anyway, it seems that Finch showed such leadership in the past few months that they wanted the now 19-year-old to stay on.
I'd like to nominate Councillor George Finch for the position of Leader of the Council.
Here's a Green councillor on Warwickshire County Council, Sam Jones, commenting on Finch being elected.
Reform just elected the youngest leader of a county council today, and they did it on the basis of not only do we not have any policies, but we also don't know what we're doing.
And in so doing, I'd like to pick up on some of the comments just made from a colleague. We've been here 2 months. They want policy, 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 policy. We're professionals. We've come into this business from scratch, and we're not going to make a decision on day 1, week 2, just because you keep pressing us. We're looking at what's here, we're talking to the officers, we're embedding ourselves here, and when we are ready, you will get the policies. You will get the policies when we're ready, not when the Stratford paper, not when the Kenilworth paper, acting to you, tell us we've got to have policies and somehow we're failing. We are not failing. We're a group who are going to go forward with Councillor Finch as our leader. Thank you.
I didn't know. I just thought you were supposed to have policies before you got elected.
So no policies and an inexperienced 19-year-old in charge means that they're still banging on about the issue of what flags to fly outside on the council building, with criticism of Finch that he didn't stick up for Monica Fogarty, Warwickshire CEO, over Farage's criticism of her.
Well, at the moment, we're finding that we're very, very hamstrung. We're going into existing administrations. We're facing obstructionism in many places. And Warwickshire, a very, very good example. The CEO willfully defying what we want to do.
A teenage Midland council leader has been accused of childlike behaviour in a row over a Reform UK flag ban. The opposition said for the leader of our council to not support an officer when they were being treated like this was not a well thought out decision. It seemed more like that he didn't like being told he could not do something. I am trying not to say childlike, but I will do. Childlike. My friends are doing it, sending out totally the wrong message to staff and to the public. During the same meeting, Councillor Sam Jones, Green, Warwick North, alleged Councillor Finch was rolling his eyes and shaking his head as a statement was being read out on behalf of a member of the public. Councillor Finch shook his head at that moment to reject that claim, but Councillor Jones stood firm. I was looking directly at you because I wanted to see your reaction, he said, presenting this as evidence of a wider issue. I am compelled to show you respect in this chamber and think the best of you, but I'm running out of explanations for your behaviour, Councillor Jones continued. Click here for a bunch of rotten...
Was it? Yeah, was it this? Was it? It must be a different channel, maybe? Was it this guy? Dude, I'm... It's something about a cycle lane or some shit. Was it this guy? No, it's not this guy. It was still a different channel. How can I not find the fucking channel where I was watching this video about this fucking retard? Oh, this is about the flags, I guess. Do they have the footage in this video? No.
It's the whole...
Right, I saw such a video that literally had a guy watching the council footage. Very fucking annoying. Yeah, I literally can't see it. I actually can't see it. Fuck! God, this is so fucked up. Or maybe it's on my... If I go into my history, my other account. Maybe. No, it's not there either. God. Wait, no, here it is. I found it.
You just have to
Yeah, there's this fucking old dude watching it, but...
go back to common sense politics, go back to what the people actually want.
Because that's reforms, friends, reforms... Whatever, lapdogs, whatever. Do what reforms say.
This fucking old guy wheezing over it. Like, I want to watch just the raw shit.
I'm sorry, Councillor. There's a lot of passion here.
Friends.
How long is it? How long's the...
Friends, reforms, whatever, lapdogs. Because that's...
Go back to what the people...
It's a 5-hour 23.
To see everybody here.
Yeah, that's not it. That's not it. How long ago was this? 1st of October. Okay, it looks like it might be this one. It's this one. Around when is it? It's around 2:49.
Welcome. Councillor Stevens. Are there any amendments?
Okay, now can I...
None. So this is the motion that we'll be debating. Would anyone like to commence the debate?
Let's skip to Finch. Here we go.
Please. And then we'll have Councillor Scott. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to say, you know, when going around the towns in Nuneaton and Bedworth, they do not talk about cycle lanes. You know, this isn't, you think this is Warwickshire taxpayers' money. This is money that's being spent by national government to be put into Warwickshire. You need to realise that this is still taxpayers' money. It's still money that people would...
Wait, so he's saying they shouldn't make cycle lanes? Is that...
rather the government spend on other things. So what we're saying is no, we'll bounce that back to national government and they can work on other things as well. We should not be spending money on cycle lanes because people in our towns are telling us we want you to prioritise on other things, making sure that potholes get filled, making sure that roads, the conditions are good. And we have good roads in Warwickshire. We really do, and that's to the benefit of all of us. But what we need to realise is that we have to go back to priorities, go back to basics. It's simple. And unfortunately, the dream of net zero and cycle lanes is not achievable. And you have to stop this because it will eventually destroy our town centres. You're putting in cycle lanes around towns into Weddington. And do you know what, Councillor Candler? No, I do not hate Weddington or not like it. I've been there for many years, went to school in Weddington, got good friends in Weddington, love the place, great social club as well. But what you need to realise is that that's not how you solve the problems. People are crying out for other things, homeschool transport, SEND provision. They're not crying out for bogus cycle lanes. You just have to go back to common sense politics, go back to what the people actually want.
Oh my God.
And that's just to see.
Go to common sense politics being bounce money back to the government that's given to you for a specific purpose because you spoke to 2 people on the street who said, no, I don't care about cycle lanes. Fucking retard.
That their money is not being wasted.
Thank you, Councillor Finch. Councillor Scott, please.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to talk about common sense. Common sense dictates that we would like to spend existing funds. We already have them available. They are already appointed to various schemes.
Okay.
Are you just going to send that money back? That's a serious question. Because it's going to go nowhere. We're not going to be able to spend it on other things.
Yeah, for some reason the character, she literally isn't in frame.
I think this motion... I would like you to do the courtesy of listening, please. This motion is about focusing on what we already have and what we can already deliver. It's not about using extra money. It's not about making up new schemes that don't mean anything to people. It is already there. It's been signed off by the administration. I would like you to all consider that carefully, please. It's very, very important that we aren't seen to be wasting money. You talk about cost saving all the time. You talk about, you know, doing the right thing. This is doing the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Scott. Does anybody else wish to speak on this particular motion? Councillor Bode and then Councillor Edwards, please.
Yeah, they go back. They go back
I'm
up
just
Finch.
sitting here getting really sad. I mean, really, really sad. Bogus cycle lanes, net zero to finish. What on earth are you talking about? What are you talking about? Absolutely
Dude,
rubbish.
let's go. They're fucking old people are calling this kid retarded. Let's go.
I'm really sorry. I've had to sit here all morning and listen to this gibberish coming out from the other side of the room. And what the Tories going to do? You're going to vote for it, are you? All this money was applied for before the election in May. So the Tory council applied for these grants and got these grants, and presumably you're all now going to vote against it, are you? Like you've been doing all day. Because that's reforms,
Dude.
friends, reforms whatever, lapdogs, whatever. Do what
I'm
reform
sorry,
says.
so bags. Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
God.
Councillor Boyd. Can you?
Yeah, David the Raychard. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in. We're just watching Warwickshire County Council because they've got a 19-year-old reform councillor who's saying really retarded shit and thinks he's awesome.
Can you keep your comments, please, to the motion
Okay.
and
Okay.
a little bit less playing the player
Okay.
and more on the ball, please?
I am responding to the comments made by Councillor Finch, and I've written it down here. He wants to spend it on SEND and home to school transport. Do you not understand the difference between revenue and capital? You cannot spend capital funds on revenue projects and revenue spending. They are completely separate. This is for capital works, physical capital schemes, tarmac on ground, white paint, signs. Send money, home to school transport is revenue money. It's not a thing, it's a service. They are different. Sending this money back or not spending this money will just see the money go back to central government, and heaven knows what they'll do with it. And it will not increase one jot the money that you can spend on the services that you've just mentioned. We're talking about SEND later on. All the things that we do. Can I remind you, at the last full council, we reaffirmed our commitment to climate change and the climate emergency. Can I remind you?
I'm seeing now that... Okay. I'm getting a sense here. All right. It's starting to make sense in my head now. So, when that clip we watched a minute ago, where he's like, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. When he was saying that, that's at the end of this, right? That's like right towards the end of this meeting. So he's saying that because they've spent the entire time, they've all been going in on him. Literally everyone, it seems like everyone else with any sense has been saying, yo, you're like a fucking idiot. And at the end, he's like, a couple other people come to a solution. And he's like, yeah, see, this is what it's all about. This is it. This is what being a councillor's about. This is what it's about. Yeah, never mind all that political argy-bargy where I got raped over the coals for hours earlier. That's what's happening. Okay.
Policy of this council is that there is a climate emergency. It was voted on at the last meeting. Okay? So all the stuff, rubbish net zero and all the rest of it, you can rubbish it all you like. It is council policy that was being voted on since you were elected to the leader, because it happened that same meeting in July. Okay? Council policy. And you're due to give us a report back on that climate change at some point in this year, you know? So I'm sure it feeds really well on the Facebook groups in Nuneaton and Bedworth. There you are bashing cycleways and all that net zero rubbish. But at the end of the day, this is a grown-up council with a huge budget trying to provide services for our local residents. And you rubbishing bogus cycle lanes, I'm sure plays incredibly well in the local press and social media up in the north of the county. But you should be bigger than that. You're the leader of the whole county, can I remind you? The whole county, not just the north.
Yeah. So if you didn't catch that a minute ago, Reform have a minority leadership in this county. Their main councillor stepped down because he was shit. And so now George Finch is the leader of this council with a minority leadership.
Not just people who drive cars, the whole county and all its residents. And you should be doing your jolly best for all of us. And you lot should as well. How are you going to vote? Well, no doubt you're probably going to tell us, but this was all applied for when you were in charge. So I hope you will keep supporting it, because it's all there to help our residents live a fitter, healthier, greener life and reduce the congestion on our roads. The money is there. Grasp it with both hands. Spend it wisely on the schemes that have already been approved by this council and make a positive difference to the lives of our residents, not a negative one.
Thank you, Councillor Bode. I will say
getting the
to all
applause. Let's go.
That
Round one.
It's important that we debate the issue and not the person. If we can bear that in mind going forward, please.
What about the council? Are we debating the motion, not the council? So it's okay for your leader to attack another elected body in this council. That's okay, is it? You never said anything then.
Dude, can you hear him exhaling? Listen to this guy exhaling, dude. He's like,
Another elected body in this council. That's okay, is it? You never said anything then. So it's okay for him to rubbish an elected body with a democratic leadership.
Dude.
And that's okay. He never said a word.
Holy
It seems to me there's
fuck.
not a level playing field going on here.
There's a lot of passion here. There is a lot of passion here, and there is a place for passion. It informs good decisions. And if it's done well, it enables us to move forward. But when we let our passions get away from us sometimes, we do let ourselves down.
Dude, she's so based. Dude, she's not taking anything. Do not dare lecture me. So cool.
No, I won't. No, I won't do that. So I'm not angling that at you. I am angling it, I said, to all councillors. Therefore, I shall not take that statement back. Thank you. We shall move on, please.
Stand your ground, Granny.
And we shall move to Councillor Edwards. Thank you.
I don't think this is as controversial as everybody seems to make out. The leader of the council was giving a speech. He was asked if we would cancel the K2L cycle lane. He gave what was actually quite a qualified answer to that it's probably too far gone to cancel. So I know you don't think there's any point in just arbitrarily binning schemes just because you don't like them. It makes no financial sense, which is what this essentially says, what the motion suggests. In terms of national government spending money, I'm no fan of the national government and how they're spending money. I don't think...
He was literally just saying they should bin it off and send it back. He literally was just saying that, no?
Many people here are fans of the national government and how they're spending money. If they're going to spend money, better it be done here than somewhere else. We don't have an obligation to them to solve their problems by giving them back the funds that they arguably, as you've mentioned, are misspending. That's their problem, not ours. We should just take it, take everything that's on offer to us. In terms of traffic and for everyone, coming back to the K2L, cyclists are formally given advice that they take the commanding position on the road. That means riding in the very centre of the carriageway. It's impossible to overtake a cyclist on a busy stretch. So that particular K2L route at rush hour, you put a cyclist on that doing 50 miles an hour and the tailback ends up being measured in quarters to half an hour, just by virtue of the fact that everybody is stuck behind the cyclists. Building cycle lanes to get these different modes of transport off is actually sensible. So I don't understand where all the animosity to this comes from. It's just a bill to do what we're doing now and complete what we're doing now.
Thank you very much, Councillor
Okay, well, it seems like that guy was saying that George Finch is retarded, I think.
Edwards, and I'd like to come to Councillor Jones, please.
Thank you, Chair. I don't know about sad, but I'm certainly getting a headache.
Oh, so this is the guy we were just watching. This guy's another young councillor. This guy's green, though. This guy's a Green Party councillor.
Listening to
So it's like fucking 19-year-old Green Party councillor versus 19-year-old Reform Party councillor.
all of this, unfortunately. It has been quite a frustrating debate so far, and I have to say I am really disappointed by the comments from the leader.
Oh, well, sorry. Is Reform even technically a party? It's got like an electoral body or something, but it's actually a limited company, right?
Don't sigh at me. Look, the language that you've used here in this chamber today has been absolutely horrendous. You've insulted another council, and now you come in here suggesting that cycle lanes are some kind of frivolous expenditure of the woke agenda or something like that. It's ridiculous. I mean, you're seriously suggesting that instead of taking the money from the national government to implement the plans that are already agreed, you would rather send that money back so that they can, what, slightly lower the rate at which they're increasing the national debt. I'm sorry, that doesn't help ordinary people. That doesn't help ordinary people. And I thought that was what you and your party claimed to be about, helping ordinary people. Now, it's all well and good being here and representing the north of
He was getting a slight
this
clap
county.
there. I heard him getting a slight applause there in the back.
And you stood up and you said Bedworth and Nuneaton. You didn't say Warwickshire. And I'll tell you right now, there are lots of people on this side of the chamber who sit in the south of this county where we talk to residents all the time and they are demanding cycle lanes. They do want that. But this is the problem with the way that you are running this administration, this siege mentality that you have, where you don't want to engage. We had a motion just previously put forward by the Lib Dems about providing a forum for us to join together and actually work together, as you've been asking us to do, and you refused it. You refused that offer. So I don't know what you want from us, because it sounds like you want us to just do whatever you want to be done. That is dictatorial, and that is not how we do. Like we're not in an oppositional chamber. We are in a semicircle because we are supposed to work together. That is the purpose of the layout of this room. And I don't see that energy coming from you or your cabinet or your administration. I just want to be able to work together productively and have the concerns of my residents who are asking for an increase in the availability and the accessibility to active travel to get what they are asking for. The money is there. The money has been allocated. To suggest that we could send it back to government just so that they could do something else with it, which I'm sure, I didn't realise you were such a fan of the way that the Labour government was spending all their money. But alas, I don't think that's a good way of spending the money that we have available to us. As has already been pointed out, the mention of capital versus revenue expenditure is bang on. It's completely right. These are schemes that could be implemented and they will be implemented for life. Look at me when I'm talking to you, please, Councillor Finch.
Whoa, yo! Yo! Let's fucking go! That's based. No, that's... Look at me when I'm fucking talking to you. That's awesome. No, that's hard.
Bang on. It's completely right. These are schemes that could be implemented and they will be implemented for life. Look at me when I'm talking to you, please, Councillor Finch.
Dude, that's
Sorry, that's not acceptable. To call someone out like that, it really isn't.
Dude, are they telling him it's not acceptable, huh? He's talking to him. What the fuck? Hello? Hello?
I'm trying to be even-handed here.
Yes. Hello?
And
No,
I am trying to be even-handed here. I am. But the personal attacks are coming.
Excuse me, Chair, can I just ask how...
Oh, is this guy reform? Is this guy reform?
But the personal attacks are coming.
Excuse me, Chair, can I just ask how you interpret that as a personal attack? I asked him to look at me.
Sir, that is out of order.
How is that out of order? Explain that. Dude, this guy is a step... Fucking, what's this guy's name again? This guy's fucking standing up for himself. Jones or whatever his name is. Fucking assert yourself. Don't take that. Why is he going meek again?
Thank you.
Can you elaborate, please?
You're playing the man, not the issue.
Because he's being a fucking disrespectful piece of shit.
I refer to him as Councillor Finch. I'm sure I'm entitled to...
That was respectful, yes. That was respectful, yes. I agree.
So what was wrong? So what was the problem? He said, look at me when I'm talking to you. Dude, this guy is so annoying. I wish this guy had a bit more... It's because he's agreeing. It's because he's agreeing. A Labour councillor would be standing on business right now. Like that old lady. I'm pretty sure she was Labour.
Okay. Can we stick to the issue?
She was either Labour or Lib Dem.
Please, the issues.
May I continue, Chair? May I continue, Chair? Thank you.
Of course you may.
My point is, Councillor Finch, it would be fantastic if you actually looked to work with other people, because if you did so, you might learn that the residents living in our neck of the woods might have different interests to the ones living up in the north. And that is okay, all right? That is allowed. But to run an administration in a way that prevents our residents from getting access to the facilities that they are asking for is not how you run a democratic institution. And that is your job. So please, please, just listen. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Jones. Councillor Holland, please.
Dude, this fucking idiot on a phone. Put your
Chair,
fucking phone away in the
go
fucking
back,
council meeting.
Many decades in my association with the county council. Look at the way councillors have chosen to sit. I have never seen the county council so divided against itself. And I absolutely would suggest, Chair, with great respect, that your job is to enable people to put their point of view and put their arguments, and for us to come to an agreement in the interests of all of the residents
county
of
councils are
Warwickshire.
awesome.
I mean, all of the residents. The local councillors, us, are elected to do our job to support our residents. One of the key roles we have is public health, is reducing avoidable illness and reducing avoidable death. I still can't believe, looking around the council chamber, the enormous goal.
Dude, no way this green woman's crying and the fucking young guy's fucking comforting her in the background.
between you and Reform and everybody
Fucking
else.
Greens,
It's
man.
just incredible.
Fucking Greens.
The Director of Public Health will advise that healthy lifestyles are crucial. If you say there is a cost in...
Why should because they probably actually care about their local area, and they've got this piece of shit fucking retard who's just there to LARP as Nigel Farage in the fucking county council. Like, taking up all the air and ruining the fucking council. That's why she's crying, because she probably actually gives a fuck about her local area and getting shit done. And, yeah, this piece of shit fucking idiot has just shown up. She's like, yeah, actually, we shouldn't have fucking cycle lanes, because that's net zero. Stupid fuck.
Encouraging people to walk or cycle, what is the cost of not doing it?
I watch loads of James O'Brien. I can't stand him 70% of the time, but I watch him like half the week.
Previous Director of Public Health estimated that 1/3 of deaths in Warwickshire are caused by people not taking exercise.
James peaked in
challenged
Brexit.
that and had a very lengthy exchange of emails, and in the end I had to concede that that is correct. Now, transport is many agendas, but it is a health agenda. It's an economic agenda and all sorts of other things, but it is a health agenda. Now, I think the resolution that's been put forward by the Green Party, I can't see anything wrong with it. Why would you object? Why are you trying to divide Warwickshire?
Thank you very much, Councillor Holland. Councillor Scott, are you okay? Do you need a minute? Sorry, I noticed that you're upset. Sorry. Okay, Councillor Crocker, please.
Thank you. Well, I think the reason why we don't agree on this is because we have seen plenty of projects already go through this council that haven't been well thought through at all in the past. I'm sorry to pull at the thread of the A439 coming out of Stratford once again, and I cannot believe what I'm about to say at all. This is surreal. But when I came in to the chamber today, when I came into Shire Hall, and I drove down and I videoed it, the cycle lane, the £1.32 million cycle lane, didn't have a single carrot on a bicycle. I observed 1 carrot pedestrian. This is at peak travel, and 1 person was using it. That was a total waste of money. That is why we want to try and...
Well, I drove down today and there was no one there. That means it's a waste of money. How do you know that? How do you know? This is who you're electing. This is who Reform people are electing right now. No data, no analysis, nothing. I saw no one on it this morning. It must have been a waste of money. Literally no idea about how much congestion it might have actually prevented in the time it's been in existence, whether it might have already, paid for itself in some way, like in terms of productivity or something. You literally have no idea, not even a single second of thought has been put into that. I saw no one on it this morning. It was a waste of money. Fucking crazy.
Control it, because otherwise you're wasting taxpayers' money. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Crocker. Would anybody else like to speak on this debate, please? Councillor Warwick.
Yeah, Chair, I'm going to ask an indulgence because the language and rhetoric isn't where we want to be as a county. And I would like to ask for a short
The rhetoric is too hot in this county.
where the leaders may go and discuss this and come to a solution that is agreeable to all. And I've been asking this over the weekend, if leaders would come to an agreement that's suitable for all, and we'll come back in here and we will sort this out in the Warwickshire way, which is with common sense and respect. So I hope I find a seconder for that and we can agree it.
I've heard from Councillor Warwick that an adjournment of leaders. I need a seconder, please. Councillor Dale Bridgewater, seconded.
I'll second that. Thank you.
And I need to... Would anyone like to respond as the leaders from the other parties, please? Or is that acceptable? Is that fine, Sarah? Yeah? Yep.
Yes, that's fine, Chair, for me.
Thank you. Councillor Chilvers?
I'm being disappointed about the tone of this. I was hoping
Oh,
this would
dude, this guy, oh my God.
be on written evidence, whether I'm easy either way on the adjournment side of it or whether you want to continue, Chair.
And Councillor Bode, on behalf of Councillor Roodhouse.
Okay, Finchy speaks again at the end of this.
We have been working over the last few days to try and find an amendment for this. We really have. But I do think it would be important to just go and have a chat and, kind of change the tone of this meeting because it is getting out of hand and I do wish that it is to change. So I think it's best if we are to have just a few minutes to talk this one through.
Is it? We should need to go. 2:35, shall we say? Shall we take? Okay, we'll take a short adjournment until 2:35. Thank you. Would the leaders and
they
deputies
adjourn
go together, please?
Do we get Finchy again? Not in that one, though.
Back to order, and
we do in this one though. So let's skip ahead.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Dixon. That's if I could move on to Councillor Stevens, please.
This may sound a bit like an echo, but that's Councillor Dixon has kind of stolen my thunder to some degree, but I too share his sentiments in terms of paying tribute to the Seroptimists, that organisation, and what they do to support women and girls. And in fact, over the weekend, I spent quite a bit of time actually corresponding with a lot, as I know Councillor Dixon did, and speaking with people on a one-to-one basis over the weekend in the Seroptimists organisation about this matter. They were incensed, I think is the best way to describe it, in terms of what they saw in the social media and the feed that they were seeing coming through from the conference. So I will pay tribute to them, and I echo the thanks for staying with us for this length of time. And hopefully we will move this forward and there will be less for you to be concerned about going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Stevens. Seroptimists do excellent work. I can vouch for that. I've had some personal experience helping and volunteering in the Staffordshire side of things, helping with cake bakes and with tea and natter sessions and all sorts of other things that go on. And they really do. They can save a life with a cup of tea.
It's really riveting stuff. It's like an A24 movie. It's like slow burn.
Councillor Holland,
give it a moment.
Yes, Chair, I support the amended motion, and I don't think we should underestimate the concern that some people have about confidential information being released. And I've been contacted by a number of my residents on this very point. And if we agree the motion here, then of course people will be reassured and can...
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
So Finch speaks next.
I wanted to say that we've just had our Lib Dem conference.
I actually enjoy this. Yeah, I enjoy watching this as well, Naga. I think it's funny.
This comment of the leader came out from a fringe meeting at their conference on the lost boys. So I made a point of going along to the same fringe meeting, or not the same, but an equivalent fringe meeting run by the Centre of Social Justice on the lost boys and the crisis of young boys and men.
Yeah, if this was my county council, I would ironically start thinking about running. I think I would actually start thinking about trying it, because I would be so annoyed, you know. It's the sort of thing that makes you want to just actually go and do something about it. Do you know what I mean?
I found it a measured, reasoned and thought through debate, and it will be available on YouTube, so everyone can watch that one as well. And at no point did I think, how could someone bring up...
I mean, to be honest, I probably wouldn't do that given the position, because obviously if that would be publicizing my name and shit like that, right? It would be probably very easy to dox me. So I probably wouldn't do it in my current situation. But if I was watching this and not streaming, then
bring up a comment about assertive dads and stern dads and maternity units and anyway, and I just wanted to say that there's a thin line between being assertive and aggressive, and I would wish some trained professionals to be there to look at that and to decide whether that's being assertive or aggressive. So I think that's very important, especially in maternity units. And the last thing I wanted to say is there was a lot of talk about the role of trusted adults. It didn't say men, it just said adults. This could be any sort of adult. It could be the mother, for example. It could be a teacher. It could be a sports coach. So I think that's important in the lives of young men, is to have this trusted adult. And that's where I'd like to leave it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor McAllister. Yes, the role of trusted adults is very important in the young lives, very much so. Where would we be without them? That's for sure. Councillor Finch,
thanks, Chairman. Thanks, Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to say to everybody, before going to conference...
All right, let's hit. What's Finch's brilliant contribution to this going to be? Let's hear it. Blow him away.
I met up with the Safe Line charity, with some Green Council colleagues, and it was really eye-opening to see the changes that they make to young children's lives, especially in that environment. And I think for a second, just please, you know, the comments that were made at conference were the things that you've seen on social media and so on are snippets of the actual reason why we were there talking, especially about young boys and education and how we see that. And I said this at overview and scrutiny, especially about apprenticeship
having to play
schemes,
defence for the fucking Reform Conference.
For young lads. Now, yes, girls have a place for that too, but that's the point that I was making. Now, this motion today, yes, again, portfolio holders do not have those powers to go through that anyway. But do you see that this motion shouldn't really be needed to go through? Because if I don't have the power, then why are we putting through it? And what it could do, and this is the problem, and this is what people could see on the outside, is that if councillors, and this is where, you know, I'm kind of asking for everyone's opinion here, if I see a resident comes up to me regarding an issue and I sit down at a surgery and they show me some confidential information that I have to be confidential about, and you have to because you know, as portfolio holder, you have to be in that setting and wear that children families hat for the day where you're speaking to that family. And then I go and speak to the exec direct of children families and social workers and so on, and I pass that information on. Is that me failing as my duty or doing a good job? Now, this is the point with this motion, is I think we have to vote it down because it's, again, restricting it's restricting what
So what is the
portfolio holders are
motion?
there to do as the executive cabinet member for children and families.
This council confirms that it will not change its approach to child service referrals without going through the required legal and constitutional decision-making process. Makes it clear that members, including the leader, have no access to operational case files for child or indeed any service referrals. So it is like a motion to basically stop this guy from totally disregarding any safeguards and fuck him with the child services. So they are like literally they're having to put through motions to try and constrain Finchy. Oh no.
It's not the best way to do things. I've spoken to charities before conference. I've spoken at length to a fatherhood charity as well. I met with SafeLine a few weeks ago actually, and just to see the work that they do, you know, it's amazing the work they do, especially for young children that grow up in difficult circumstances and have seen a lot and are very vulnerable. And that's what I take as portfolio holder on to then go and work with when I speak to residents that come to me, surgeries and so on. I always have that at the back of my mind that I've seen and heard of cases that they talk to you about, you know, because they will explain in brief about cases and certain issues. And when you put it into that perspective to the people, they then understand what social workers do on a daily basis and what they see, and actually that their role is really vital in making sure that they're safe in Warwickshire, because there's a load of issues that people do see, especially social workers. They see a lot of things that most people might not see, and that's what social workers are really good at doing. And that's where charities like SafeLine and things I've seen as the portfolio holder, but this motion will stop me from being able to do things because it will show to the people that there has been a problem, which there hasn't been. So I do urge this council vote against this motion. Thank you.
So yeah, he's trying to maintain his power here, okay.
Thank you, Councillor Finch. Councillor Anne-Marie Sonko, please.
Is it working? Yeah. Yes, so I'd like to speak regarding my portfolio for adult social care and health. As you can appreciate, there's an overlap between our two portfolios. I also speak as a fairly recent survivor of domestic violence in every way, shape or form that you can imagine.
Oh my God, okay.
What I don't want to see happen is a knee-jerk reaction to what was, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but what was possibly a bit of clumsy language from a young man, which...
Okay, I know what this is about. Okay, so basically, George Finch, at an event at the Reform Party conference, he did a little talk to people where he basically said that, oh, the thing is that a bunch of kids' dads get referred to like child protective services just for being dads. They're just like being dads. You know, they're just being assertive. They're just being dads. So, you know, maybe we should stop villainizing dads for being dads. And everyone was like, yo, how about you don't talk about like not referring people to child protective services when there's a warning sign. And he's like saying that it's a bad thing to have women pulled aside if there's signs of abuse when they're going for pregnancy screenings and shit. It's like just so weird, the shit he was saying.
Which I've got a boy, so I understand that. And the unintended consequences that might happen as a result of a knee-jerk action. Because if you're going to put such restrictions, that would affect myself as well. We're anticipating at some point in time a national inquiry into the grooming gang scandal.
Oh my God.
And I don't know how, if at all, I would be involved in that. But if I am involved in that, is this going to cause some kind of restriction on what I can and can't see, what I can and can't say? And therefore, I don't know. And that's what I don't want to happen.
Well, if there was a national inquiry, they would obviously have powers to investigate, right? That would be the point. It wouldn't matter that it's confidential.
I don't want to see... I think this is a bit knee-jerk, a bit quick, and maybe... I'm not sure, even with the amendments, I'm not sure, it doesn't sit comfortable with me because I've seen things like this happen before, and then further on during time, it's become apparent that it's causing things that might otherwise come out into the...
Well, yeah, you really seem like you got a lot of experience. You've seen this happen so many times before. Of course you have. You're doing such a good job of articulating the problems with it. Clearly, this is something you've grappled with.
Open, don't. And I really don't want that to happen. I'm quite worried and concerned that might be an unintended consequence.
No, you're not. You're just throwing up opposition because you're a dipshit reform councillor.
Thank you, Councillor Sonko. Councillor Bridgewater, please.
Thank you, Chair. I raise in strong opposition to this motion.
Another one.
This motion claims the leader gave misleading impressions, but we have now heard what he actually said. His comments were not about operational cases. They were about national issues where good fathers are sometimes treated with suspicion by public services. He spoke about a genuine problem, that fathers can feel sidelined and even reported to social services for being strong and passionate in the fight for their child's care. He argued for a common sense approach to referrals to ensure we support strong families.
Just like literally the second time that just that endless. It's common sense. It's common sense. Me when I don't want to explain anything. Me when I want to do something bad without explaining myself. It's just common sense. It's common sense.
Role models, rather than automatically treating dads as a problem. This motion is a political motivated attempt to publicly censor the leader from raising important issues. By demanding the council make clear the leader has no access to case files, it deliberately implies he overstepped his mark when his speech was about high-level policy. This is a sneaky and nasty way to make him look untrustworthy.
Dude.
This comes aimed at a disturbing rise in hate within local government. Just look at the Councillor Jay Chapman from Walsall and the outgoing Mayor of Gloucester, who recently revealed a nearly 2-year hate campaign against her, including threatening texts and social media abuse. This motion fosters that same toxic culture. It encourages public shaming from raising difficult topics, rather than constructive debate. If colleagues and members had genuine concern, the proper course was to raise them directly with the leader or through internal channels, not to launch a public political attack designed as official business. We should be focusing on more real challenges in child services that the leader bravely highlighted, not on manufactured political drama. I urge you to reject this motion. Let's not allow this chamber to become a platform for personal attacks, which we've seen today. Vote no and let's get back to governing for the people of Warwickshire. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Bridgewater.
All the reform losers.
Councillor Edwards, please.
By far and away, this is the most important thing that we're going to speak about today.
Dude, why does the green guy needs to stand up for himself more, man? Why is he not? He's doing TikToks about how this George Finch guy sucks. Give him some shit in the council. Give him some fucking shit in the council. He buckled so bad last time. This is such a good topic to be fucking hitting him on. You should be posting clips. You should be hitting him here, posting clips of it to your TikTok. What are you doing, man? Seriously.
And this isn't, for me, about any form of politics or personal attacks. I come from a very proud tradition of very proud men who put first and foremost that they looked after their families and they looked after the people who were most vulnerable. My friendship group, who I've been discussing this with, who are happy for me to talk about it as long as it's my own experience and do not mention them, were not so lucky. Some of them had absent fathers, and you are right that absent fathers do have a negative effect on growing up. And we see that now, 20 years later. Others had fathers who were, as has been described, strict dads, assertive dads. That strict dads and assertive dads was not a back of the hand, nor a smack on the bottom. It was throwing them down the stairs.
I think the green guy is
know
actually
that.
older than George Finch. But yeah, I wouldn't run because, I don't want to be super public, and also it would inevitably be connected to my online identity, and I'd be expelled from the Labour Party.
Because I was there talking to them when they were in tears because they'd been thrown down the stairs. It's at a sleepover, one of your best friends in tears, screaming, "Don't hurt my sister, hurt me." That is what this domestic violence is. You can't, when a father comes up and he gets a little bit assertive with a professional, and we are talking about professionals here, you cannot see what he's going to do behind closed doors.
It just
Those
wouldn't even
memories
take that.
will stay with us forever.
It wouldn't even take anything getting played on the news. It's just literally oh, here's a clip of this guy saying the N-word. Here's a clip of this guy making a rape joke. You're gone. That's it. It's that quick.
It affected my friends. I still see it now. It affects how they raise their children. The comments that we've been making that are on social media, which have been blown out and misinterpreted, etc., have sent a message, and that is exactly the same message and exactly the same thought that my friends had when we were effectively just a little younger than the leader of the council. There's no point in telling anybody what is happening, because there will be no help, because the parents will be believed over what we were experiencing, and having been told that, their anger will get worse. It will make matters worse. So we all sat on this and sat on it for decades. As I said, it's about protection. I get uncomfortable with the idea that a social worker would take my wife into a private room and ask my wife if she is being domestically abused. But if the social worker or a midwife or anyone else is asking my wife that, they're asking my sister that, and my baby nieces when they grow up, and all of my friends. For me, that little bit of discomfort to protect the people I care about is absolutely worth its weight in gold. I hope you support this just for the reason that it sends a message out to other people that if you go and if you start reporting these, you will be believed. The person doing it will not be written off as an assertive dad. You will be investigated and you will be protected. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Edwards. Councillor Norris, please.
It really does seem like everyone that goes against reform gets more claps.
We've heard from Councillors Finch and Sonko that they can't support this motion because it would restrict the ability of Cabinet, the portfolio holder and the leader to do the job they need to do.
Okay, we get it. Let's see what Finch says. What's his next statement?
Thank you, Chairman. This comes to me as a big importance for the council. I speak to a lot of people when I walk around Bedworth and Nuneaton, and when I was campaigning, one of the main things that especially young mothers was telling me was that they weren't getting that right support and advocacy for children with SEND needs, and I understood it straight away. I've spoken to mothers at nurseries and heard their concerns about the system and the way it's going. So when I become a councillor, I thought, well, actually, I've got that voice to be able to fight back and be able to actually say to the people of Bedworth Central, well, I can stand up for you and I can stand up for your children, because it is increasing, the amount of children with SEND needs. The demand is increasing. And as a council, I'll be completely frank with you, we cannot support any more provision. So that's why we have to go back to national government and say to them, you have to start helping us. You have to step up, because for too long, local government have been under-resourced, underfunded, and they've been trying to make their ends meet. But now we can actually, and I do hope, and I do think we can all agree on this motion, is that we have to start doing something about this. We're going to send a letter to the Secretary of State demanding that they have to start pulling their weight, because they are hurting council. Now, Warwickshire County Council is doing a really good job already. You know, we were one of the last ones to go into statutory override, especially for SEND provision.
Oh yeah, what else? Does he say anything else here?
And we can do it together. And yes, I've been, people said to me that I'm not going to work with other councillors across other parties, but I have said from day one, I will work with you. I will, because when it comes to this is a lot bigger than just me or you, the Lib Dems, the Greens, the Conservatives. It's much bigger than us. This is the people that are out there that are crying out for that support, and we can give them that support and that better provision, but we have to do it.
Okay, skip to the next one.
Amendment as friendly.
I just want to say thank you for this, and yes, we will be accepting this as a friendly amendment. I think this is what we need for the people of Warwickshire, and working together on this. You know, having a sister with SEND, yes, you know, I understand where we're all coming from with this, and it's been a long day, yes, it's been painful, but this is what makes it worth it.
I hate this guy so much.
For me, and I thank you for putting this forward. Thank you.
So did he end up accepting the motion, I guess, then? So they do actually end up accepting this motion. So I guess they browbeat him into accepting it. That's awesome. That's awesome.